So I thought I'd take a bit of time this morning just to show you my exercise routine. This is twofold. One, it's to do with hiking and what I do as an older hiker and trying to keep myself in shape. The other reason is actually I broke my ankle. So if I show you this, there we go. Isn't that great? So it was a stupid accident. I broke my other ankle there about 4 years ago. I did that skydiving, or should I say, I did that due to a bad landing. But that took me a while to get over, so I knew what I was in for with the second break. Just out walking the dogs up a track, and I stepped back. I had the wrong shoes on. In fact, I had my skydiving shoes on, which have got no grip. And that's the whole idea. When you're coming into land on a wet field, wet grass, you want to slide along and not, you don't want your feet grabbing the ground. But you don't want those sort of shoes out when you're just walking the dogs. I just stood back off the track onto a piece of wet grass. My foot went back, my toes went down into a hole, fell backwards, and I could see that my foot wasn't bent to the side like it was with the skydiving accident, but I knew it wasn't right. Got myself up eventually and hobbled down to the car. So it was about a mile's walk with the dogs with what turned out to be a broken ankle. It's starting to heal. But what I wanted to show you really is maybe a few videos on my recovery. Okay, so it's a significant injury. It's not going to stop me, but I do have to train to make sure that I can get back out into the hills as soon as possible. Now, I have experience from the right foot, so I went to a physical therapist and he showed me the exercise that I need to do. And a lot of it is focused on the micro muscles in your foot, in your ankle, in your calf. It's not just the big calf muscle, although I know when the plaster cast comes off, it's going to be loose. It's going to be shrunken compared to my right leg. So I thought I would show you my routine. I'm doing between 4-5 mornings a week. I get up about 5 o'clock, and once I've done a good routine, I feel fantastic for the rest of the day. Now, years ago, I used to go for the heavy weights, and I've hurt myself. I've learned to drop the weights, drop the time interval between each set, but really focus on the form, focus on the technique. When I'm working on my chest, I want to actually feel it on my chest. When I'm working on my biceps, I want to feel it in the biceps. Not just swing up more weight, but the weight that actually is beneficial for that muscle group. I'll work on my legs most days, on my abs and lower back every day, because actually I've had significant back injury from my late 20s. I used to do a lot of taekwondo. And I was the first down a black belt, and very, very foolishly I did what you're not supposed to do. I had a punch bag set up out in a cold garage, got up at 6 one morning and started hitting the bag without being warmed up properly, and I felt it in my lower back. I thought, oh, that doesn't feel right. Left it. During the day it actually eased off. The next day I went down and I started again, and oh God, it was just terrible. It was murder. You hear all the expressions of, if you get a bad back, you've always got a bad back. And actually, that's true. But what you can do is you can manage it. So once you've hurt your back, you've slipped a disc, you have to compensate for that to build up muscle around your midriff in the front and particularly at the lower back. What I want to try and do today is give you an overview of my training routine and actually to show you that just because you've got an injury in one area of your body, you need to keep training the other areas. And I hadn't stopped. The day after I came out and had this plaster put on, I was actually here doing my training, but of course I wasn't doing leg work. Well, actually, I was doing leg work. I was doing the right leg work. I was doing my calf raises. I couldn't do the lunges, but I was doing my calf raises, so I need to make sure that my right leg kept as strong as it could be. First of all, I'm going to show you my warm-up routine. Now this is how I get around. I bought this leg. Oh, got a dog in as well. Come in, Millie. Come in. I bought this leg when I broke my other ankle there, and I was about to sell it a few months ago, but I'm so glad I didn't. It's great. It's allowed me to get around very quickly. The first time when I did break my ankle originally, I spent a lot of time up in the bedroom there the first few weeks until I actually found this. But straight away, from the second day in plaster, I was getting around. to those that come to say hello. It's my training partners, here to give me encouragement and get in the way. In fact, it's actually their fault that I broke my ankle. They were running around in between my feet and I stepped back. They're the ones to blame. I can't blame myself. They caused all the trouble. Right, so this is my standard warm-up routine. I won't show it all, but there's a group of 7 exercises. There's a minute rest and then I repeat it, and I find this to be really, really great. It's not easy to exercise with dogs. Oh, Millie, don't need help. All the time, focusing on the core. It's really micro movements. So what I'm doing here is sweeping my hands under my backside and making sure I'm getting my hips off the ground and really tightening the core muscle here. This is the hardest. Try not to swing up and not going too far up where I take the tension off the middle. Going to the plasters also helping. Well, it's not helping, but it's better for the exercise. That's a really hard one right there. Much harder than it looks. But it was for me to start with anyway. Trying to keep control, not rushing. Trying to focus on the obliques, or the fat around my belly is making it a bit harder at the moment. I can't bend my leg as far as I normally do, so the plaster's stopping it. But there's no excuse for not doing the best you can. This one I'm not pulling my head, I'm making sure I'm not putting the strain on my neck, just holding it in position, and really focusing on the middle, trying to drive my hips up and squeeze. Oh, much harder than it looks. And that's it, got the timer in here, tell me it's finished. Okay, so I've just had a minute rest, no longer, same session again, 7 separate exercises with only a few seconds rest in between. So the idea is for intensity, minimal gap, just enough to recover, to catch enough of a breath for the next exercise. And that's the front core exercise. Now I'm going to flip over, give myself a minute's rest, and I just do a whole load of dorsal raises. These probably won't look that impressive, but over the years I've gone from only being able to do about 20 to getting 200 done. I'm not sure how it looks from a form point of view. I've never had anyone telling me, but I do know I actually can feel the muscles contracting in my lower back. This is me working on trying to get this girdle, this ring of steel, not exactly, but a girdle of muscle stronger than it was previously, and protecting my lower back, because as I said, I do have that back problem. Wow, I think I might have lost count a little bit there. I was aiming for 200. Now that probably didn't look like I had very much of an arch, but it doesn't matter, you go to your own abilities. I do know that actually I was feeling it right in the middle of my lower back in a good way. I could feel the burn. I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. so 3 altogether. So I get about 600 dorsal raises in the morning. It's strengthening my back, it's also warming it up, ready for the main set. I don't think my legs are too straight. I'm finding it harder to keep those straight with the weight of this plaster. Here we go. Right, that's it. 600 done. Today is arms day. I do arms, shoulders, chest and back, and that's my 4 days, and then if I get a 5th day I'll repeat one of those. 2 days rest and then back at it again. You might just think that for hiking, getting out while camping, it's really all to do with legs, but you can't ignore the rest. If you're out carrying a heavy pack, which I do, you need your core, but you also need your shoulders and your arms. You need everything really. Legs, number 1 priority, but closely followed then by your core and upper body as well. I haven't been able to train the legs as much with the broken ankle, so I have been focusing more on upper body. So as soon as I can, I'll be getting back into calves, feet and legs. Okay, biceps and then triceps. Same again, I want to make sure that they're good and warm before I go into anything heavy, because the theme of this video is injury. So I'm trying to stretch my biceps as much as I can and get the blood flowing. Really focusing on that muscle, trying not to swing my arms even on the warm-ups. I'm sure my form isn't perfect, but if I can feel it in the biceps, I'm happy. And I'm actually not trying to swing it, get to the bottom and swing it up. I'm trying to rest it. Just pause for a split second, so that I have to start completely again without any swinging motion. Okay, one more, then I go to the next weight and I'll warm up with that one as well. Okay, so this is the next weight up. Doesn't matter what weight it is, whatever's comfortable for yourself. And this is another warm up set. Still trying to keep good form. The number that you're doing is irrelevant. It's what works for you. Okay, so I can actually start feeling the blood coming into the biceps now. I'm going to go to my working set, which is 4 of heavier weight. Happens to be 15 kilograms. I do a lot less of those. Then I'm going straight into the 10 kilograms, and then I'll finish off with the 5 kilograms there, and then I'll have a short rest. And it really is a short rest. I count to 20, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and the idea is not to be here for too long, but to get the intensity. So you can either train long or you can train hard. I prefer to train a little bit harder and maybe not do as many reps, but the intensity is there and I can finish quicker. Okay, set 1. So I'll do 2 more sets. The weights are the same, but the repetitions will be a lot less. That's the biceps done. Hello Millie, you come Stella. It's a lovely little dog. These Maltese are great. And I have a Bichon there as well. They're crazy. Maltese are lovely. All right, you go back now, Millie. And wait till they're finished. Okay, so that's enough of the biceps. I'm going to take a good drink of water now. I will rest for a couple of minutes in between, and then we're going to get to triceps. So it's the same process again. Do a set, however many reps that you can. Doesn't matter what the weight is, just as long as you can actually feel it on the last few. Count to 20 and repeat. The idea is not to just keep pumping away as fast as you can, to control it. Control the weight going down, power in, and then let it down slowly. And then try and focus on your tricep and make sure you're feeling it there, minimally elsewhere, I guess. I can really feel that. Counting to 20 now, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, etc. Now that's actually a little bit harder, trying to do it on the one leg, hopping around, but I think I got reasonable form there, and I definitely felt it in the triceps, which is what I was aiming for. Right, this is my attempt to keep my left leg stronger, and I've got Millie to help me. Haven't I, Millie? Okay, you go over there. Come on, go over there for a minute. Okay, so I'm taking an ankle weight and I'm placing it on my cast. Give myself a little bit more weight, but not putting too much on to do any damage to the ankle. Okay, so I'm doing 3 sets of 25 leg raises. Trying to hold it out at the top, just for a split second. That's 25. Let's count to 20 again and repeat. Simple. That's heavy enough. We've not been able to exercise my left leg. Having the cast on and a little bit of weight, I really can feel that in the quads. Shame I can't get any exercise on the calf, but that's it. Once I get the cast off, it's going to be all loose and floppy, and I won't be able to tighten it, which was a big shock to me actually the last time. I don't know why it should be. Logically, that's what happens if you immobilise something. You lose the strength, you lose the muscle very quickly. And with my other calf, I just couldn't even tense it. It took weeks of exercise and recovery and walking, and I couldn't do a calf raise. That took a long time to get back. It was a couple of months before it was right. So hopefully this time it won't be as bad as the last time. The injury isn't as bad. It's a break this time, whereas the last time, it's more, yeah, it's 2 small breaks. The last time was very significant. The foot was turned off to the right hand side. I've got a plate and 10 screws in that. But that was hitting the ground at high speed, as I said, on a very bad parachute landing. It's my own fault. It doesn't help that it was my own fault, but it certainly was. But I'm hoping this time it's going to be much quicker recovery, so I can actually get out on the hills and get hiking and camping again and get some more videos done. So let's get on and let's do calf raise on the right leg to keep the right calf and foot in shape. Now I'm just stretching the calf and stretching my hamstring. Just count to 20. What I'm finding is when I'm actually out in the hills, do a long day's hiking, as soon as I lie down, if I move my leg at all, try and bring it up, to actually maybe get out of the sleeping bag or turn awkwardly. I'm starting to get massive cramps. It's so painful. I can be at the top of the hill and miles from anywhere, and I'm sure if you're at the bottom of it you'd hear me roaring because it's so painful. And repeat. Right, so that's it. So that's one day of my morning exercise routine. It's still very early, but it's all done. It's all out of the way now. And so I have the rest of the day free. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling relaxed. I'm woken up, so I'm the one who'll be chirpy in the morning, and the rest of the family, I'll be miserable devils. If you've enjoyed that, then a like would be appreciated. Leave comments as well. I like to get the comments. I'd like to see if this is any use to anyone. Would you be interested in my journey of recovery from a broken ankle and then finally getting out onto the hills? Are you interested in the routine I follow from an exercise point of view? And let me know if you'd like to see the dogs, and I can show them in the morning, can't I, Millie? Yeah? Okay, so see you next time.